All right, what's up, everyone? Welcome to week 7 of Selling Weekly Lottos. All right, this week I won again. All right, but before we get into it, just want to tell you the usual. Number one, all my positions are covered. I have the shares and I have the cash to write these options. I don't use any margin and I don't sell naked calls or naked puts. All right, number two, I'm happy to buy or sell the shares. I'm not married to my stocks, all right? If I have to buy them because they get assigned from puts, or if I have to sell them because they get assigned from calls, do it. I'm okay with it, all right? Number three, this is considered risky. It's not free money. There is a chance you can lose, which is why you're making this pay, you're getting this income, you're taking the risk, you're getting paid for the risk. All investments carry the risk of losses. All right, guys, that being said, this week my move was, boom, selling a Netflix 1,300 call. I sold it for over $2,800 and I bought it back for under $300, and that's a $2,580 profit using $125,500. All right, that's the only move I made this week. I thought it was a pretty sufficient move. Didn't need to go crazy with any other stuff. All right, so I want to talk to you. A lot of people have been asking me and talking to me about a high yield savings account. All right. Here's why I don't have any money in high yield savings account. I don't think it's a horrible thing if you're using it for emergency funds, but if you're using it for passive income, it takes away too much opportunity cost, okay? So if you had $125,500 in a high yield savings account, you'd be lucky to get like 4.16%, all right? So if you had that eighth of $1,000,000, you would make $100 this week. All right, it would take you 6 months to make $2,580. If you wanted to make what I made this week, $2,580 in a high yield savings account in a week, you would have to have $3,225,000 deposited. Okay, but yeah, that is real passive income where you can just sit back and relax. Okay. What I'm doing isn't 100% passive income. I consider it 99% passive income. I did have to log in and sell the contract and then 2 days later log in and buy the contract. Okay, it took 5 minutes. So it's worth it for me to take that little bit of extra time and effort to be able to get the same type of returns with 1/20th of the money you need in a high yield savings account. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at my spreadsheet right here. Boom. All right, as you can see, my average my total income. My total income is up at almost $12,000 now. All right, my average weekly income went up to $1,700 a week, which gives me a projected annual income of almost $90,000. At this point, it's like a salary. All right, my average weekly yield went up, which increased my estimated annualized yield to 64%. And that's all while reducing my average risk. And reducing my average risk is probably going to be my most important thing right now, because I'm going currently with the market the way it is. I'm going into like dangerous levels. Like 64% per year is high even for me. I actually aim for around like between 20 and 30% a year. So I'm gonna start reducing my average risk, and that's gonna stop me from getting a brutal loss some random week. We don't know when it's gonna happen. It could be a year from now. It could literally be a week from now. But at some point, there's gonna be a week where I finally lose, and I'm going to try to minimize those losses. All right. So this week, $2,580 using $125,500 in risk, and that's it for me this week, guys. Feel free to check out my Substack if you wanna if you want to see this in written form, and also leave a comment if you have any questions about this. And I'll see you for week 8 next week. All right, take it easy.